Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Media Watch. Today on the program we're going to have a story on how cell phones have been banned while driving in Washington State.
We also have a story about a cartoon that raises awareness about disabilities.
And finally today, we'll have a look at BC's most eccentric premier, Amour de Cosmos, lover of the universe. Those are the stories, this is the program. You're in good hands with Media Watch.
It's a new state law, but it could be tough to enforce.
At the stroke of midnight, a ban against drivers' text messaging takes effect. Here's King 5's Ray Lane.
Jennifer Kalu is addicted to her trusty sidekick. All day long, she's firing off text messages and instant messaging, even behind the wheel.
You don't need your whole hand really to hold on to your wheel, so just kind of hold it and type it to whoever I want.
I probably am addicted. I'd have to say that too.
Look around most public places, like at this shopping mall, and before long you'll see the phenomenon. Thumbs hitting buttons, sending messages, even while walking. But it's the dangers of that distraction while driving that sparked this new law, though the threat of a ticket might not be enough to get people to stop.
To be honest, probably not. I don't know. I know it's bad, but not really.
Well, let me ask you, if you were driving right now, do you think you'd be texting and driving?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'd be scared driving anyway.
Texting while behind the wheel will start off as a secondary traffic violation, meaning you can't be pulled over just for texting. The state law says that the infractions will not become part of a driver's record, and that those citations will not be passed on to insurance companies or employers. Still, the fine is a hefty one at $124, even higher in construction zones.
I think the law is awesome. I think they need to make it for phones, period, not just the texting.
That's coming soon. The ban on handheld cell phones while driving kicks in 6 months from now. And that law might be easier to enforce than this one. Washington State Patrol admits that texting is a basic definition right now. That if its troopers see drivers writing, sending, or reading messages, even using mobile web services on smartphones such as the iPhone, they'll issue the tickets, then wait for the courts to offer clarification on what's what. New rules on the road and the ever fast-changing world of technology. In Seattle, Ray Lane, King 5 News.
Of a collaboration between the creators of the Oscar-winning Wallace and Gromit films and a British disability charity. Aardman Animations have created a new collection of creature discomforts.
People have assumed that wheels mean nothing up here in the brain, you know.
She may be unable to get up from her wheelchair, but along with 6 others, Sheila Morgan has been immortalised by the creators of Wallace and Gromit, Aardman Animations.
I've never watched daytime television, so this was something completely new to me. But I watched the videos they left with me, and it's amusing, isn't it?
They may make you smile, but they've been created to bring a message about a serious subject, the difficulties of being disabled in the UK.
They get, flat or they've done ramps, but then the aisles are choked up. You can't get down. I mean, I know I went into one in Chesterfield, I went down this aisle there. My wife said, "Stop, you're taking everything with you." So they pay lip service to it, really.
That many people, oh, you're in a wheelchair, you're rubbish, can't do anything. A lot of it is ignorance.
Leonard Cheshire Disability, who commissioned the ads, have found out that nearly half of disabled people in employment have been discriminated against in the workplace.
Well, the whole purpose of this campaign is to raise disability awareness amongst the general public. This is largely based on ignorance.
Sense of fun and optimism.
My standard reply has become, watch me.
It goes without saying that BC has had some pretty colorful premiers through the years. The names Bennett and Van der Zam come to mind, but as Mike McCardle explains, they all pale in comparison to to our second premier.
His parents were born in America. Then they moved to Canada. A short time later, he was born in Canada. He grew up and moved back to the United States, where in a relatively short time he prospered. Then he caught the gold rush bug and went north across the 49th once again, but only made it to Victoria, where he became an activist, an anti-American activist. He was, well, you picked the name. So we have a problem here. One of the most wonderful, nutty characters in the whole birth of British Columbia is right here. Bill Smith, the original hippie. He changed his name to Amour de Cosmos, lover of the universe. But our problem is we only have one picture of this guy. So just keep looking at it and think that not only was he the second premier, but he loved to drink and he loved to get into fistfights. In the muddy, tiny town with no sidewalks of Victoria, where you brush the dung off your shoes before going indoors, he found his heaven. The year was 1858. Only about 800 British subjects were living here, but more than 1,000 Americans had settled in that year. It was almost a regular Yankee colony, where both flags flew side by side outside the saloons. The Cosmos, who said he loved the world, became the publisher, the editor, the typesetter of the 4-page newspaper that he called the British Colonist. Its motto, "I'm darn proud to be British, and we do not need those hard-drinking Americans soiling our beloved colony." The Americans are gone, but the paper still lives. It is the Victoria Times Colonist. The Cosmos, though, was no stranger to the drink himself. In fact, it was his best friend. Every time he and his friend got together, he went out in the streets looking for trouble, and he got into fistfights one after the other with anyone who disagreed with him. With credentials like that, he was the perfect candidate to become the second premier of British Columbia. Amour de Cosmos. Don't let anyone ever say we don't have a colorful history. Drunkard, fighter, editor, publisher, premier. He helped deliver this big baby of a wonderful land.
Well, another successful edition of Media Watch for you.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode.
And just a quick note here, this has been our first episode of Media Watch, produced and edited completely using Macintosh OS X. Slowly but surely, here at iNet, we're reducing our dependence on Windows. Perhaps maybe we'll even be able to use Linux next time. We'll see. From all of us at iNet, thanks for watching.
Peace out.